Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Jam Codes. So I'm super excited because in this video we're going to be talking about Java. Java is actually one of the most popular and most powerful programming languages today. It's used to build a variety of applications, whether it be web, mobile, backend, desktop applications. The use cases are endless. So what is Java? It is a general-purpose, object-oriented programming language. Without getting into too much detail, object-oriented programming is a style of programming that uses what we call objects. As we go through Java together and as we learn more, we'll slowly piece together what this actually means. But for now, we're going to keep this as basic as possible. It's a great language for beginners, and it's been around for a very long time. That being said, it's well established in its foundations and also has a really good community. Now you might be asking, why Java over other languages like Python or Ruby or JavaScript? When a lot of people start programming, people may tell you that Python or JavaScript are better options. The honest answer is that it's up to you. At the end of the day, all the foundations are the same. Once you learn one language, it's fairly easy to learn another. The reason that I personally prefer Java, especially as a first language, not only can you build up a solid foundation of programming in general, but you also build up foundations in object-oriented programming. Java is also built upon languages that come before it, so that being said, the knowledge that you gain learning Java is transferable to other languages and reduces the learning curve. So to get Java installed on our machines, what we're going to have to do is install the JDK, also known as the Java Development Kit. There are a lot of distributions that we can install, a lot of places that we can install from, but what we're going to do in this tutorial is install it from Oracle. So open up your favorite web browser and type in Java JDK SE download into your search bar. Once you get here, you're going to see the oracle.com website. Go ahead and click on Java SE as you see here. And what this page is, it shows us the Java SE Standard Edition versions. Current one seems to be Java 17, but for the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to be installing Java 11. So go ahead, find the download button under Java Standard Edition 11, and click download. Now on this page, we see which Java Development Kit JDK we want to install. So as you can see here, we're going to see that we have Linux, Mac OS, Solaris, and Windows. I have a Mac, so I'm going to click on Mac OS and click this DMG installer. So go ahead and click install, review and accept the license, and click download. Now, there we go. Can't click today. Anyway, you're going to click on download, and it's going to ask you to sign in. If you don't have an Oracle account, go ahead and click on create account, fill in your basic details. It takes 2 minutes. And once you have an account, go ahead and sign in here and enter your password, and it'll be installed immediately on your machine. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. There we go. Now we can see that it's installing on my machine. Now I already have the JDK installed as well as the IDE, which I'll get to in a second, but you want to go ahead and click on the installed file. Now if you have Windows, Linux, or any other operating system, I'll be sure to leave links in the bio below. Those links contain easy documentation on how to install it on your Windows machine. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and maybe I'll make a video on how to do that on a Windows machine or another operating system, for example. So go ahead. So in case you're not on a Mac and you're having trouble installing it on your Windows or Linux OS, I'm going to leave links down in the bio below, and you can just follow the documentation through those links and install it on your machine. It should be pretty straightforward, but if there are issues, please leave a comment below and I'll create a video on how to do that on your machine. So anyway, we have our JDK open, so go ahead and click the package file if you're on Mac, and the installer will come up, so go ahead and go through the process. It should be super easy. Pick your destination, install, enter your password here, and once you enter your password, it will install on your machine. I'm not going to do that again because I already have it. I feel it should be pretty straightforward. In case it's not, go ahead and consult the links below. Alright, so after you have that installed, what I like to do is I like to check the version to make sure it's installed correctly and that it is the right version. If you're on Windows, go ahead and use a command prompt. But for Mac and Linux users, go ahead and open up your terminal. And all what you want to do here is type in Java, the command Java version. And this prints out the version of Java you have, and we can see that it's Java version 11, which is what we installed. So it's looking good, and we have Java installed on our machine. Now that we have Java, how do we code in it? What do we use to code on? What we need to do now is install an IDE, which is an integrated development environment. And what that basically is, it's a software tool that you're going to be using to write code on, right? And that IDE will come with development tools, a source code editor, and a bunch of other tools that'll help you as you code. The most popular IDEs to use, especially for Java, would be IntelliJ and Eclipse. I personally am an IntelliJ fan, so I'm going to go and install IntelliJ. So follow along, let's install IntelliJ together. So go ahead and open up your web browser again and type in IntelliJ in the search bar. And I'm going to click on IntelliJ right here. So now that we're here, we want to go to download. And we're going to see that again, we're going to have to choose our operating system. But the main two things we have to look at are the Ultimate Edition and the Community Edition. So the difference between these is that the Ultimate is the version you have to pay for. It comes with a lot more tools and a lot more features than Community. But if you're just doing standard Java development like we will be doing in this Java series, you're going to just want to pick Community for now. I say in the long run, once you start getting better at coding and start learning more, and eventually start using frameworks like the Spring Framework, you're going to want to consider the Ultimate Edition, which is what I have now, and I am a huge fan of it. If you're interested, there's a comparison matrix you can go on to actually see what the difference between IntelliJ Ultimate and IntelliJ Community Edition is. Again, as you can see here, this is specifically for Java development, and over here this is for a lot more like web and enterprise development. If you get hired at a bigger company that hires Java developers, you're probably going to be using the Ultimate IntelliJ IDE. So go ahead and install Community. I have Ultimate, but let's go through the Community installation together. If you have a Mac, make sure you select the right DMG file based on your processor. And yeah, now just wait for it to download. Cool. So once you have it downloaded, again, open it up. And again, if you're on any other operating system, the links should be in the bio below to install your IDE as well. So go ahead and install the IntelliJ icon into your applications folder if you're on a Mac. And once that's done, go ahead and open up IntelliJ. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my IntelliJ, which is the Ultimate Edition. Again, there is no difference if we're just coding in Java, so it should all look the same right now. So once you open IntelliJ, you're going to see a bunch of options here to create a new project, open a project, or get from version control. Let's just create a new project. So go ahead and click New Project. Right, we see our SDK is Java 11. Click Next. Let's create project from template. And then let's name our Java project. So we will call this, let's call this Java series. All right, so you can copy what I have here and I'll click finish. And now IntelliJ will create our project for us. That is what we're about to do next. So go ahead and double click on Java series and you're going to see some folders. The one we mainly want to focus on is the Java source folder, which will actually contain all our source code. So we want to click on the file called main. So now what we're going to do here is write our first program called Hello World. So for now, let's go ahead and click on this main file right here. Let's right click it and rename the file. So we'll rename this Hello World, and we're basically just renaming the class. So the file that we just clicked on is known as a class. Every application that you build begins with a class definition. We're going to be going over what classes are in more detail as we go through the tutorials, but the most important thing to learn right now is that the class name should match the file name. In this case, the class that we're dealing with is called Hello World, and what we're going to be doing is printing out the words Hello World onto the console. So let's dissect what the code on the right actually is doing right now. So far, it actually is doing nothing. The way we run our Java program will be by clicking this play button in IntelliJ. Go ahead and click the play button. And you're going to see a pop-up. You can ignore the first line because that doesn't really matter. But what this line means is that the process finished with exit 0 code 0, which means it was successful. But you may be wondering, what's the output here? What did we actually code? Nothing is actually being outputted into this console, right? we actually haven't coded anything in order for it to show up. So let's go ahead and print the words hello world to the console here. But for now, our final goal for this video is to type out our first line of code. What we want to do right now is print out the words hello world into the console below. So we're going to type in system.out.print line, and in double quotes, we're going to type in hello world. End that with a semicolon. Every line of code that you write in Java needs to end in a semicolon. So once you have that, go ahead and press play. And as you can see here, the IntelliJ processed the code here and printed out the words hello world onto our screen. What we just executed here is a print statement. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you liked what you saw today. We have finally written our first line of code in Java. In the next video, we're finally going to be going over the programming fundamentals. So stay tuned and make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for more videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.